All I ever wanted was you, but you left me alone inside these empty, broken walls. And I can't see it clearly, but it's obvious. I know that you left me alone inside this empty, broken hall. And now you'll be the reason why my soul is tainted. Somebody help me, 'cause I'm feeling trapped and I don't know what to do. There's no one to save me from this hurt I feel deep within my bones. Did you ever think of me and see the things I did? Sold my soul and everything, I was to the lowest bid. Crawled into your poison dome, yet every single time you got into my mind, you got into my mind. But all I ever wanted was you, but you left me alone inside these empty, broken walls. And I can't see it clearly, but it's obvious. I know that you left me alone inside this empty, broken hall. And now you'll be the reason why my soul is tainted. So how can I fix this? 'Cause I need to stop the aching in my head. My heart is breaking. Yeah, I'm tired of being stuck in the past. Did you ever think of me and see the things I did? Sold my soul and everything, I was to the lowest bid. Crawled into your poison dome, yet every single time you got into my mind, you got into my mind. But all I ever wanted was you, but you left me alone inside these empty, broken walls. And I can't see it clearly, but it's obvious. I know that you left me alone inside this empty, broken hall. And now you
After a wild week last time out in the iRacing E-Series and the first repeat winner of the season in Chris Worrell, we return after a week break here at Talladega and we bring you the Xfinity cars once again as we are only 5 races away before the playoffs. Good evening, everybody. My name is Sam Cooper here with ESPN, the Esports Broadcasting Network, and joined in the booth with me this week is Mr. Frank Marchese. And Frank, with 5 races left to go, there's still a lot of spots to play for here.
Yeah, without a doubt, but those spots are getting less and less with how many different winners we've had. As you mentioned, we're 11, 12 races into the season. We've only had 1 repeat winner. So it gets tense towards the end of the season, towards the playoffs anyway, because there's less time to get those playoff spots. But still, there's not a lot left because there have been so many different winners in this season.
That they have, as I just remembered to put the thing up. They have, and it's been so wild this season, and we've had so many wild finishes in all categories of cars that they've used this season. And with another round of Cup car racing, another round of truck racing, and obviously with tonight another round of Xfinity racing, we're bound to see a lot more exciting finishes here to round out this season before we start the awesome playoffs that are coming up.
Yeah, without a doubt. And this was the site to one of the best finishes we've seen all season long. That big finish with Femi Olat coming back from like 16th on the last green-white checkered and winning the race. So we know what these guys could do around this track, and we've seen some wild races in this car. So tonight you're not going to want to miss this one.
Just as we take over to qualify, I just want to remind you that we do have our Teespring store. Frank's going to shout at me for this, but I forgot to put the link in the description below. But if you go to our Teespring store, you'll find a whole plethora of things on there. I know, don't shout at me. You'll find a whole lot of stuff on there. T-shirts, hoodies, face masks for the current conditions, and obviously mugs and stuff like that. If you decide to buy something and you live in the USA, make sure you put in the promo code ESPN20 and you'll get 20% off you'll get free shipping. Also, if you put in the promo code, this is only a temporary one by the way, NASCAR, and Tony seems to think that we're going to get sued for that, but we're not. You will get 20% off your purchase anywhere in the world. So make sure you take advantage of those offers as we tick over to qualifying now, and we have drivers out on track here, Frank.
Yeah, we do. We got a couple of cars out on track. Roberto Ramirez is on track right now. Brandon Wilson, Aaron Tribble. Zishan Duera is already coming out of turn 4. Same thing with Ryan Worley. Gavin Hibbs is in the tri-oval. Kyle Smalley in the tri-oval. We got a lot going on already.
Yeah, running new graphics here tonight for this series. They're running the dark blue, the royal blue overlay here tonight with the orange stripe across the things, but we can't get rid of that, so that's just us as Zeshan Dura is on his flying lap right now. We haven't had any times come in as yet because this track is so darn long. We just can't have the times in coming straight away as you would on a shorter track, so we just have to be patient, wait for the times to come in, and we will have some for you soon. We're still looking at Zeshan Dura just making his way down the backstretch here in that number 10 machine, and it's I don't know what to say about this coming race here, Frank, because we know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's one of those, the anticipation for what's going to happen at the end is going to build all race long. As Cody Smith goes to the top, Kyle Smalley beats him out by 0.02 of a second. Rick Seabrands, nice to see him back. It's been a while since we've seen him in this series as well. So nice to see Seabrands back, putting it up in 3rd place as time's now starting to trickle in.
Absolutely. Zeshan Dura just putting his time in there. P7, he gets there for tonight. Greg McConey, a man we always pay attention to here on ESPN, with focusing on him right now as he's out on track, right, and going through turns 3 and 4.
Yes.
Yeah, I am right. I love it when I am. As he comes down through towards the tri-oval, now past the pit road entrance, down towards the line. I'm pretty sure this is a time lap for McConey as he's crossing the line right now.
Now this is the start of his first flyer.
Okay, never mind then. And we've got another big field here tonight, Frank. Hopefully, and I'm pretty sure it won't. We won't have any problems with the session glitching out or overlay deciding to say nasty things about us.
Yeah, we've had our fair share of issues here lately. It'd be nice to get a nice clean race in as McConey heading through the middle of 3 and 4.
And Chris Worrell is right in front of him as well. We'll pay attention to both drivers as here comes McConey down towards the line, and Worrell not putting a time in yet, so I'm guessing that was his out lap.
There he is. No, he just crossed the line now. Worrell puts it in P12 and McConey in P13. So both of those guys going through the tri-oval, Worrell ran down on the apron. McConey ran in that bottom line just above the apron, and the difference, 0.02 of a second.
Yeah, we've had our fair share of close finishes this week after what happened on Wednesday when we had a dead heat at the line. I'm pretty sure we're going to get the same thing here tonight here at Talladega with these guys, as we're looking at Scott Warren, and this is war number 17 as he crosses the line. 53.763 for him, and that will put him up to P6. Good time for him.
Yeah, again, a guy we've seen just 2 weeks ago at Daytona, lost his string of 2 consecutive poles. This is the furthest back we've seen Warren, and we've seen how aggressive he has been throughout these races. I want to see how long it's going to take him to make up those couple of rows to get up to the front.
So with that being said, qualifying is over for right now as we are ready to get going for 70 laps here at Talladega. So with that, let's go to the grid for tonight's race, and starting up on the pole will be Kyle Smalley, taking, I believe, his first pole position of the season, so good result for him. Joining him on the front row will be Cody Smith. Row 2 will be Nick Kessler and Marcus Adams. Mark Mann will make up row 3. And, Mark Mann and Scott Warren will make up row 3. Roberto Ramirez and Rich Seabrands will make up row 4. Row 5 will be Jason Papp and Ryan Worley. Row 6 will be Connor Trafari and Brandon Wilson. And row 7 will be James Lowe and Chris Worrell. And row 8 will be Greg McConey and Aaron Tribble, Frank.
Row 9 and the last of the qualifiers will be Zishan Duera and Gavin Hibbs. Row 10, Calvin Allison and Michael Anthony. Row 11, Joe Francis and Gene Cato. Row 12, Brody Smith and David Emig. We haven't seen Emig in quite some time. Nice to see him back in the O2. Row 13 will be Zach Bowerman and Will Rodamar? Rodar, okay. Row 14, Jesse Cottrell, Nick and Nicholas Wing. Row 15 will be Gene Cato and Dan Heisey, and then rounding out the field in 31st position will be John LaBombard.
As that was your grid for tonight's race, we are looking at the grid from the from track level here, as we see in the left front wheel of the pace truck. I hope it doesn't squash the camera. As we're waiting to see the field start rolling, and you're seeing Kyle Smalley there. Just okay, the number 4's
somebody's not entirely patient. There is Nick Kessler.
Not entirely, as the field starts rolling away here. And we're looking at Jason Papp here now. Papp is looking for some luck here tonight. He's not had the best luck over the past few weeks. He's going to be looking to get some more this time around. Now the points leader, Chris Worrell, he qualified pretty far down the field here for this one tonight. He is there. You see him right there in the 6 balls Guarana machine. And just like Sunday, Frank, we're seeing a couple of pink cars out there spreading awareness for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yep, you're exactly right. Breast Cancer Awareness Month this October. I believe that's the back end of Connor Trafari's number 48. That is painted pink, and that's breast cancer awareness being something that's hit several members of the ESPN broadcasting team and staff, I guess you could say. So, yeah, definitely a nice tribute, and we're doing that as well with our logos and stuff.
Wait, we have staff?
What are we?
Well, I'm the owner, so, you know.
That would make me a...
Lucky.
Good enough. Thank you very much, Mr. Diffie.
It's a different name every week. One week it's Crofty, next week it's Diffie, so, you know.
I'll get you back.
Anyway, Frank, you get to start the race here tonight.
All right. So the car's coming out of turn 4 now. Going to be waiting for the lights here. Again, if you've watched any of these races, you know fairly well, or even watched the actual Cup race this past Sunday, you know fairly well that the start-finish line is at the back end of the tri-oval, not in the middle. Smalley just ever so slightly ahead of Cody Smith, so Smith could see where Smalley is. On the restart, the green flag is in the air, and we are racing here at Talladega.
Yeah, and as you can see, everybody just filing the way in towards turn 1. This is a very much a normal situation for everybody as they fly off on lap 1, and Kyle Smalley in that balls out number 46 just controlling proceedings on the bottom there. We saw Nick Kessler getting a bit impatient out the on the grid, but having to hold station right behind him. Right behind Kessler is Mark Mann. But this man in the 7, Cody Smith, he has been itching for a win all season. And every time he makes those runs to the front, though, Frank, he just comes up short every time.
Yeah, he has been very, very close a lot of the time this season. He's about due for a win. One thing I'm going to be interested in seeing, though, is watching the front 4. There are 2 teammates, the 46 and the 31, to see how long it takes for them to get linked up as the 7 takes the inside line and the lead.
Yeah, I'll bring up the ticker there for you so you can see what's going on as Nick Kessler pulls out to the inside onto the apron and falls backwards. Then that's kind of understanding. And look who's making an early run to the front here. Marcus Adams. You don't usually see him make these kind of runs this early on here, Frank.
Yeah, no, Adams with a very good run at the start of this one. That leaves that 17 wide open on the outside lane. And again, we've seen how aggressive he has been throughout these last couple of races we've been broadcasting of these guys. Wouldn't be surprised that he is very happy being unleashed on that outside lane.
Yeah, 17, Scott Warren is right there as well. He's in 3rd place as it stands. Calvin Allison. Now, is another new driver that we've not seen yet here tonight. He's already running up in P12, so good run for him on his first night with the series, and we'll be looking forward to seeing how he can handle things as he's driving the Javelin number 28 right there on the outside of the 41 of Roberto Ramirez, who's driving the Stuart Haas Racing tribute.
Yeah, it looks to be an older Daniel Suarez type car, but look, already up in the 3rd lane. You got the Aaron Tribble just moved up there, but the 22 of Brody Smith, the 9 of Zach Bowerman up on the top lane. Those guys started in the back after not putting qualifying times in. Looking good here so far at the start of this thing, moving forward quick.
Yeah, and that is the 86 of Aaron Tribble there trying to be pushed there by the 22 of Brody Smith, and then this is normal for Brody Smith. He starts a bit further back in the pack and then just like absolutely bullets his way forward. Just sticks to the back of someone's bumper and then just flies his way to the front, but at the moment it's going to be Chris Worrell, the points leader, coming through on the outside there, the only repeat winner of the season so far. As they come down the backstretch here, we're almost 3 wide for the lead here, Frank.
Yeah, just about. That's the double zero of Ryan Worley. Moving up in front of Worrell, Allison out there as well, and that beautiful Rockwell automation scheme of Michael Anthony in that 8. Anthony always brings a great looking throwback car to these races, and that's another one right there.
Yeah. Oh, Kevin Cunyu's watching the race as well. Kevin, you're a very special man and we love you dearly. Yeah.
41 moving back in the field.
Yeah, that's Roberto Ramirez just staying out of trouble here as we're looking at the 7 now of Cody Smith just coming down to turn 4 there, running towards the line. It's Marcus Adams that's currently out in front right now with the nose out in front ahead of Scott Warren. Now let's see who is going to get that lap. It will be Marcus Adams leading by 82 1,000ths of a second.
Yeah, this is really nothing new. Warren up at the front, Adams up at the front. Cody Smith doing a great job pushing somebody. Look who's already coming back up. It's that 4 of Kessler. Hung out way on the outside lane by himself. Remember, he fell back, and he's already working his way back up, as you see Worrell, and I believe that's Worley moving up to the outside lane.
Yeah, we're all back in P10 right there as we've got the number 9 of Zach Bowman threatening to go up there as well, but he hasn't, and it looks like Chris Worrell's been left out to dry right there.
Yeah, he certainly has. It's just it's almost as if the guys are starting to have a consensus that the outside lane, the extreme outside lane, it's just a little too early for that right now. And a couple of guys are taking full advantage of guys going out there. Look at the 2 guys on the outside lane, 3rd and 4th in line. We were talking about Brody Smith and Zach Bowerman moving their way up after their mid-20s starting spots. They are right up at the front.
Brody Smith in the Oreos number 22, really trying to push his way forward. He's got that number 8 of, yeah, it's another.
It's the 9 of Owen and the 8 of Anthony behind him.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, there you go. And Jason Patt moving his way forward as well. He had a pretty mediocre qualifying by his standards. He's now up into P12. Biggest losers so far in this race. Connor Trafari, he was starting near the front at this at the beginning of this race, and now finds himself all the way down in P21. And Trafari won the very first race of the season. Probably knows knows a bit about strategy, race strategy, because obviously he won on race strategy last time. Could he be doing that again here tonight? We've got one going very slowly on the apron there.
Yeah, I was just trying to looking to see who that was. I think
Gene
that
Cato.
might be I was going to say Gene Cato. I'm not sure. He might have come into the pits here. I'll do some investigating here, and I'll
No, he started late. He's
pit lane start, I guess, or missed the grid.
well, he's still showing on the lead lap, so I don't know what's going on.
He won't be showing on the lead lap for much longer. Well, remember when I said a couple of laps ago about the 3rd line being a little too early for that? Yep, there they go. Brody Smith, Bowerman, and Anthony right on that outside line, side by side for the lead. 3 wide, a couple rows back, and there goes the 501. That's Brandon Wilson going for it on the outside.
Yeah, and Brandon Wilson, no stranger to being at the front. Obviously, he's another one of the race winners this season, and he'll be looking to get another one here tonight. Scott Warren kind of left in a sucker hole there, pretty much in no man's land, as that middle lane's starting to falter a little bit there.
Yeah, well, that's the kind of thing that happens when the 4 guys that are behind you sort of move up to the outside lane and leave you back. You got it. Oh, there they go. They're wrecking. It's Tribble and Worley, I think.
As no caution will be flown, as Tribble's going to come back up on the track here. And we're going to go back and find out.
It was Ryan Worley. He's still trying to gather it up.
Yeah, Tribble
just got a bad bump.
Yeah, Worley coming off the worst in that one. hit the wall. I'm trying to find him.
He's in turn 2 right now as Ryan Worley, just hitting the back straightaway now.
And that was started by Aaron Tribble. Tribble lost it, and then just Worley, a victim of circumstance there, and
yeah,
unfortunately,
Tribble got a bad bump in that group somewhere. Probably Kessler was behind him. And oh no, it wasn't. Worley came up on the 86 a little bit.
Oh wow.
And just tapped them, and they both went around. I think Worley hit the wall down on the way inside of the track. But with how lenient iRacing is now with these caution flags, they stay green.
So, back to the front of the pack here. Marcus Adams still leading proceedings here as they come through the tri-oval. Cody Smith still right there. Scott Warren's still right there. David Emig moving his way to P4 now in that number 2 machine. Great run for him so far.
I was just going to say, it's been a while since we've seen that 0-2 of David Emig up at the front. It's nice to see as Emig pushing Warren along. He's got Kessler right behind him. So that 2 is getting right back into the mix.
Yeah. So here comes Warren on the outside, being pushed by Emig in towards turn 3. You see Nick Kessler on that high side as well, being pushed, I believe, by Cody Smith, and that was almost contact between Smith, and I think that might have been Road Armour that was nearly involved in that.
It was, and Rodemar actually just pushed somebody. I believe that was the 82, maybe? That white Yeti car on the inside lane just pushed him on the apron as Rodemar swung up to the outside right in front of traffic in 1 and 2 and then brings it right back down in that 37.
Yeah, the white Yeti car was Rick Seabrands, and Seabrands almost getting himself into a bit of trouble there. Didn't really want to be getting into trouble this early in the race. We're only on lap 13 of 70, and this is the norm. Your eyes are not deceiving you. 70 laps is pretty much a sprint race in this series, and that's what this series is. For those that are just joining us for the first time and watching this series, it's pretty much sprint racing all the way through as they go to super speedways each week, and they take it in turns. 1 week at Talladega, another week at Daytona, and so on and so forth. And it's created some exciting racing. So if you're new to watching this right now, then strap yourselves in, because there's going to be a lot of excitement as this race goes along.
Yeah, without a doubt. And last time these guys were here, you and I broadcast the race. Only one caution coming down to the white flag coming out of turn 4. That was the first caution of the race. So these guys know how to do this, and they sit in a pack like this the entire race. And for the most part, no incident.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of incidents already tonight, but they haven't brought out a caution, unfortunately, for those drivers involved. That was Ryan Worley and Aaron Tribble. But there's still plenty of racing left to do as we're about to start lap 15 of 70 here, and still all to play for between these drivers as they come down through turns 1 and 2.
Without a doubt, still these guys are pretty much where they were. The top 3 on the inside lane, that's the 31 of Adams, Cody Smith in the 7, and Smalley in the 46, pardon me. Those guys have been there pretty much since the word go. And Warren has not relinquished the lead of that outside lane. So the top 4 that you've been seeing, everyone else around them has been moving around. But the 3 guys in the inside lane and the leader on the outside, they've been hanging out there and hanging strong.
There's an interesting proposal for these lead drivers. That is Gene Cato in the 00 right there. And
Worley.
my goodness, Cody, that's right, Worley and Cody Smith have been forced down to the apron there and having to back out. It looks like Worley came up way too quickly for Cody Smith. Smith having to take evasive action, and now that has put Smith on the back burner and in desperate need of a caution here now.
If I were Cody Smith, I wouldn't be too entertained right now with the 00 of Worley. That was That was pretty poor from Ryan Worley.
Yeah,
Now I
and
understand
you can see he's showing his disapproval to the 00 right there.
I mean, you can't really get out of the way in that spot, but it's typical here if you're in. Okay, so the general rule in official racing here at super speedways is just be predictable. Don't make any sudden moves in front of the leaders and in front of the lead pack. If you can, the best way to get lapped around here is go to the outside, especially in the tri-oval, because the tri-oval is 5 lanes wide. So that's probably what the 00 should have done there. Should have known the leaders were coming up and gotten to that outside as quickly as he could. Instead, you saw the shuffle that it created.
Absolutely, and we're seeing everybody still racing it out here. Marcus Adams still leading this thing, and now David Emig is the man that's leading the outside line here, Frank, and now he's pushed his way from the back of the pack, now sees a clear track in front of him, bar that inside line, and this might be his best chance to try and actually lead a lap here now.
I believe Emig is a winner this season. I believe one of the Daytona races here in this series, Emig won. So Emig knows how to win in this series. It's been a while, and Michael Anthony right on his back bumper. He's showing to be a pretty good pusher. Is Michael Anthony in that 8? We know the 7's a really good pusher. We know the 22's a really good pusher. We know guys like the 17 are good leaders. That 8 is looking like a really good pusher more and more every single week.
Yeah, he is. He's got the pole sitter on the third in the inside lane there, just ahead of Zach Bowman. And Kyle Smalley started on the pole. We've got a bit of a problem there on the outside line, and that was someone being shuffled. I didn't quite see who that was.
It wasn't necessarily getting shuffled out. It was Kessler and Cody Smith sort of fanned out, just as Kessler is doing right now. But that 37 got awfully close to the left rear corner of Anthony in that 8, and that's a surefire way to spin somebody out in these things.
Absolutely, as we are looking at them coming out of turn 2, there we are on lap 19 of 70, and yeah, there's not really much you can say about this. It's like, it's too early. We know they're just trying to settle in here, and they pretty much have at this point. And you see the outside line there. Not much help for people as you see Nick Kessler starting to back out here.
Oh, they're coming into pit lane right now is what's happening.
Wow.
We got wholesale pit stops coming here. My goodness, the entire field essentially. Oh, Adams in the grass.
And that's going to be a penalty for Adams.
Yeah, might be. Only got the right sides in, but still.
Oh, great. The pace car's in the way. The pace truck was in the way of the camera.
As you do.
So we're just looking at...
there goes... Oh, Mark Mann and Cody Smith. Mann missed his pit box, and Smith ran into the back of him. Mann is now going to just come out, and he's going to have to go around again, but now Cody Smith has front-end damage.
Yeah, and as predicted, Marcus Adams has got a penalty.
Adams with the penalty for running through the grass. And now, if Cody Smith was a little south of entertained before the pit stop, he is definitely not happy now.
Rest of the field making their way down to pit road now, and led by Greg McConey, Brandon Wilson in that group, as well as Jason Papp, James Lowe. Will Rodama is down there as well. Scott Warren won the race off pit road. Amazingly, I think we've had a few other losers in that pit stop as well, as David Emig is well down the order as well here, Frank.
Yeah, he's fallen a little bit, and as far as the damage on the 7 is concerned, he does have a seam right in front of that left front tire. So it's not too bad, but right where the bumper would connect to the fender, there's a seam there now, and that might play with him just a little bit, but nothing too severe on that 7.
Yeah, and it's just another unfortunate event here for Cody Smith. I mean, he comes so close to getting a win. He's the bad luck kid in the league, essentially. He just can't catch a break this season.
Yeah, he certainly cannot. As the leader right now is the 12 of Greg McConey. He's getting swallowed up by the rest of this pack here as they're trying to get their lap back. Or McConey was the leader.
Scott Warren's got the lead now.
The last time they hit the line.
Scott Warren has the lead now.
Yep, now his timing and scoring works its way through. Now it is the 17.
We do have a 3-car breakaway here. We've got Warren, Smalley, and Bowman all breaking away there. Then you've got the second pack led by Rick Seabrands. And look at Nick Kessler, followed by Michael Anthony. And Anthony just trying to find a way past it. He just can't find a gap and almost runs himself off the road there.
I think Kessler wants to be on that outside line. Either that or he does not want to be pushed. It's one of the two. I wouldn't be surprised yet. There he goes, right down to the bottom of this group. Connor Trafari is bringing his group, and Kessler, whoa, what is Kessler doing?
I don't think anybody knows.
He went to move out of the way, and then he went back down as if he was going to pick Trafari up. But Trafari had way too much steam on him.
I think Kessler was trying to pick up Cody Smith because Smith is right behind him now. And remember, these two have been working together here so far here tonight.
There's better ways to do it, though. That could have been a wreck easily. All for trying to pick out a specific drafting partner.
Yeah, we'll see how this one plays out. Meanwhile, back at the front, you see the chasing pack has caught up to that top 3 now, and you see Rick Seabrands challenging on the outside with Michael Anthony right behind him. And now we've got the pack forming once again here, Frank. Let's see who's going to have the faster car. At the moment, it's Scott Warren and Rick Seabrands at the lead in this pace right now.
And Michael Anthony pushing that 92 for all he's worth on that outside lane. Here comes Kessler and Brody Smith. McConey swings up to the outside lane. So now we got the 2 lanes forming here. As there goes Kessler 3 wide, and Smith goes out. He's going to leave him room to come back in if he needs it. And there he goes, right back down in front of the 22.
So an absolute disaster for Marcus Adams. He's found himself down in P12. Didn't get a penalty, thankfully. Just lost a lot of time through that pit stop. And finds himself at the back, more or less at the back of the lead pack on that outside line.
Yep. Still not as bad as it could have been. And we've seen iRacing be pretty strict with penalties. So the fact that he didn't get one there for just dipping those right sides off into the grass there, that was somewhat fortunate for him, as now we have two cars that have lost the draft coming up here.
Yeah, here we go. We're going to see how this one plans out, as that is the 95 of John LeBombard on the apron going sideways, and that's I believe that's Ryan Worley again.
It is.
That was a drift for life there by LeBombard.
I mean, we've seen these guys race for, we're going on, 3 months now?
Yeah.
Of broadcasting these guys. I have not seen these guys make as many questionable moves as I've seen here tonight. It's not aggressive racing because the chases, the playoffs are getting closer. It's just, it's almost as if that week off kind of broke the rhythm and everyone's got to try to find it again.
Yeah, as we're seeing one up by the wall there, that looked like it was
April.
I don't see quite see.
3 of James
Cato, yeah.
Kind of the
Cato, the winner of the Dash for Cash earlier this season. And
probably the greatest reaction ever.
Yeah. As he's dropping back to P17 now. Rick Seabrands is your leader of this race now. We were saying earlier on in this race, in the broadcast here, Seabrands was looking fast here tonight. And he's proving that now.
He was, and that 8 of Anthony was the one that pushed him all the way up there, as now Anthony on the outside lane starting to fall back. but it's at 92, and now Smalley wants the lead back. He's got his teammate in the 31 right behind him. And the number 99, another balls out car on the inside lane.
As they come out of turn 4, down towards the apron, the tribal once again. Smalley looks like he might have this lap led. He's got the room to come down. He might try and bring his teammate with him. He's got the room to bring at least one of them with him now. No, he's going to leave Marcus Adams out to dry.
He tried going into the tri-oval. He tried to bring them both down, but Adams had just barely still had Seabrands on his corner, so he couldn't bring them both down. Wouldn't be surprised if that was the case of Adams saying, you know what, just go down.
Yeah, and good to see Adams make his way back to the front after the very sketchy pit entry that almost cost him his race a few laps ago. We're about to start lap 29, though. We are very fast, very quickly approaching halfway here at Talladega in the Xfinity cars, and already a lot of action here in this race, as we've come to expect with this league.
It hasn't quite been a full race as we've seen with these guys, but still, it has been exciting. A lot of great racing, and that's the unfortunate thing. You come to expect this kind of racing out of these guys, and the excitement kind of falls away because it's, this is what they do. But still, what these guys are doing, it's incredible. A bunch of amateur sim racers able to run like this at 200 miles an hour for 70 laps and not have a major catastrophe. This is a very, very impressive in itself.
That it is. One new name in the top 10 and has benefited greatly through the pit stops is James Lowe, currently sitting P8 right now, just ahead of Greg McConey, and the 41 of Roberto Ramirez, who's made his way back up to the top 10 as well. James Lowe is another one that likes to go on these big runs, but kind of leaves it a bit later than the others. He sits back for a while, lets the first pit stop get out of the way, and then just starts marching forward.
Yeah, he has been one of those guys. He's a very, very good oval racer, and we've seen him have a lot of success here on the super speedway side. Just, again, much like a lot of these people, these races, a lot of people call them crapshoots for a reason, and sometimes you get caught up in something that's not necessarily of your doing, and 99 has been in those more times than he hasn't been.
Yeah, Aaron Tribble just jumping up to the high line there. We just saw him just going to the back of the line. He is actually a lap down. If you're just joining us, he was involved in an incident with Ryan Worley that put them both in that position. Worley coming off the worst after hitting the wall. Tribble didn't hit anything but lost the draft very quickly and ultimately lost the lap because of it. And here comes Marcus Adams making one of those audacious moves to the outside line once again.
Adams getting out from behind, from in front of his teammate, I believe, in the 46. As now he's going to try to take that push from Cody Smith on the outside lane. Warren, who has been a fixture at the front of these races for the last month and a half, he's been around, leading that inside line. But another guy, you mentioned it before, the winner of the season opener, Connor Trafari, in that number 48, he's found his way up there, third car on the outside lane.
Yeah, and doing it for awareness of breast cancer, being that it's breast cancer month, driving the pink and white machine, really putting a show on here tonight. Running in P5, I believe, right now, just ahead of Seabrands is falling back just outside that top 5 as the Balls Out team really putting on a show here tonight and putting pretty much all of their cars up near the front right now.
Yeah, pretty much all of them except Laurel, who's already won, is the only multi-race winner of this season, so he's kind of laying back, watching his teammates do what they do. Wouldn't be surprised if he's a major factor come later in this race. As you see him there in that white and red car straggling on the back end of that outside line.
Yeah, we see him back there with Aaron Tribble, and I believe that is James Cato to his inside. So Worrell just sitting back there as there goes Kyle Smalley to the lead now with Marcus Adams right behind him. Cody Smith and Scott Warren just had no chance right there.
Yeah, no, it's especially when you have two teammates coming up like that. That's a big momentum shift as now you got the two balls out drivers right up at the front of this field here. Cody Smith has been a very good leader, and Trafari's been hanging right with him. Be interesting to see what Smith has for those two teammates up front.
And they're coming up on, I believe that is Brian Worley again. And Worley is now going to be 7 laps down now on the leaders. So really bad night there for the double zeros. Here comes Brody Smith being pushed by Connor Trafari.
Yeah, that was Worley doing what he should have done the first time, and this time not causing a great panic. This is still a pretty nice sized pack here. These packs tend to get strung out after the pit cycle. And, Smalley had a big moment. Big moment for that 46.
Yeah, and Carl Smalley's another one that's been trying to win a race all season, just not had the best of luck. As there go Trafari and Brody Smith. James Lowe tried to go with him, but didn't quite have the room. He's being pushed by Ramirez right now, so he's got some help right there, and I believe that is Zishandura right behind Ramirez, so the 10 making his way forward as well now.
Yeah, Dueras had a very quiet night in that 10, and I believe that he is for position. So Duera is moving his way up nice and slowly, nice and patiently. Haven't really talked about him much all season long, but he has had some very solid runs throughout this season.
That he has, as he's currently trying to give a nice little shove to Ramirez and trying to create a bit of an accordion effect there with Lowe leading that high line, but the high line not really pressuring Brody Smith and Connor Trafari right now. It looks like they might be starting to get a run now out of turn 4. Let's see if this bears any fruit, but at the moment, James Lowe just not getting the run he needs as he gets a big shove there by Ramirez.
Yeah, he got a bad bump by Ramirez in the 41 there. I was just about to say that's why they have no momentum on the outside line, is because the Ramirez isn't pushing him. And then once he does, he almost spun him around. But going back to Duera for a second, had a couple of good runs this season, I believe, as well. He was in iRacing's top 10 moments for the month of August, I believe it was.
Possibly.
So,
I don't know. I know Greg McConaughey's been in one.
Yeah. So if you want, go check out some of those iRacing top 10 moments of the month. I believe, whereas in either July or August, I believe he's in one of those two.
Yeah, so I just got a comment here on the thing. There's Mystic Snipes. I'm not sure. It must be one of the drivers out there. It says, "Hey, I'm running a paint tonight in honor of my buddy who is deployed in Kuwait right now and is going to Afghanistan. Going to Afghanistan in a bit. Just wanted to give you a heads up in case you see me." Now, that wasn't really as much as it pains me to say it. I don't really know who that was, so whoever left that message, I don't really know which car
number. Just give us a car number next time you're in the pits, and we will do a feature for you.
Or at least give us a name.
Well, car number's less arduous to type.
Yeah.
Here goes Ramirez up to the point with Duera. Boy, Duera got a push from Kessler.
Kessler's been very aggressive tonight.
Yeah, he has been. And Anthony's going to stick with Ramirez in the middle. And so is McConaughey's going to go to the outside lane. So it looks as though Ramirez and Anthony are going to fall back. Still Brody Smith leading this race.
Yeah, they're going to try and fall back in line right in front of Ramirez. And McConaughey's going to get shuffled out because of that.
Yeah, that's what you gotta be aware that's going to happen. You get two guys that move. As here we go, pit stops coming again. Brody Smith leading him down in the 22. Everyone looks good so far. Oh, Brody Smith blew the box.
Yeah.
Leaders are halfway down the back straightaway right now as the 99 being pushed by his teammate in the 46 of Kyle Smalley. Deshaun Guerra still out there. Roberto Ramirez still out there. As the 3 balls out cars, the 99, the 46, and the 31, they all found a way to get together, and here they all come down to pit lane. McConey's going to stay out an extra lap.
Kessler's into the wall! And
Into Smalley. That's got to be a caution. That's right at pit in.
No caution. He managed to get it all collected
Wow.
up again, but Kessler... Let's go
Just
back.
more to his wild night.
Yeah, he's really having a wild one here tonight. Let's go back and take a look here. We see him coming down the backstretch here, running nice and fine with McConey right behind him, just jumps right in front of Dura as they come out of turn 4. Now let's take a look at what happened to Kessler here. Really, I think he was trying to gain spots by coming into pit road really hot. Just came in a bit too hot, slammed the wall, hit Kyle Smalley, and spun himself around.
He just about spun himself out coming out of pit road now as well. So, and you're 100% right. That's Smalley trying to be cheeky and get a couple of spots instead of just coming straight into pit road.
You mean Kessler?
So Kessler, pardon me. He's made a number of questionable calls tonight. The 28 of Allison gets damage off of that. The 46 of Smalley gets damage off of that. All because he wants to pick up a position or two going into the pits, and that's
Trafari's got a penalty.
It's not how you curry favor.
Yeah, Connor Trafari's got a penalty here. Big penalty for the 48. And that's going to hurt him right now, but it's going to be Greg McConey leading them out of pit road, but he's going to lose the lead, I believe. Kyle Smalley, and there he comes.
Look at all the front end damage on the 28 of Allison. He ran into the back of the 46 hard, and that's crinkled up the front end. It's crinkled up the splitter. That's not a happy race car right now, and is that 28.
So I've been told it's Dan Heisey that's running the tribute scheme here tonight. So let's go to Dan Heisey and see what and see what he's running here. Let's focus in.
He's right in front of the leader.
Yeah, we're gonna go on a rear chase here, right just as the leaders are coming up on him. But that is a very nice paint scheme there, paying tribute to Sergeant Steiner's. Caution is out. And I can't see who that is. Oh, it's Road Armor. No, it's Francis.
Yep, it is. Joe Francis stopped. Okay, he had some sort of incident down the back that iRacing is not allowing me to see.
No, it's not letting me see it either.
And then he just kind of pulled it over and stopped on the apron in turn 3.
I'm wondering if he had a connection issue and he decided to stop and then reappeared.
No, because
he's got damage.
He was sliding. He was sliding down the apron backwards. And then he just pulled it over and stopped.
Yeah, I see it.
In turn 3 and towed back.
So it wouldn't show me show us what was going on, but definitely some front end damage on the front of that 50 machine, and I believe he might have just called it a night there.
Yes, he did.
So the first caution of the night, we've made it all the way up to lap 42. We only have 29 laps left in this race. That's pretty impressive by these guys.
Yes, without a doubt. And we were talking about the 21 here just a second ago. We will highlight him in a second here now that we have a second to breathe. But did you notice who he was in front of? Well, who he was behind?
No, I didn't.
He was behind the 2 of David Emig and the 7 of Cody Smith, who were still on the lead lap and now get a chance to come back around and fight for position.
That was pretty lucky for Heisey then, because he was about to go a lap down.
Yes, he was. He was the next car to go. Boy, and Emig wanted to go into the pits and realized it was too late, and he's going to have to come around again. Yeah,
you don't want to do that. If you're going through the grass, you're going to get an EOL at least anyway. As that is the car of Dan Heisey that was being pointed out to us in the live chat. Paying tribute to Sergeant Stein, who's in the Keystone Division. And I'm going to try and get a better picture of this because... Nope, that's not right. When my cameras decide to start working. There we go. So the... I think that's the 28th Infantry Division, the Keystone Division. And apparently the Sergeant Stein is about to be posted off to Afghanistan soon, so as a fellow human being, I can't say as a fellow American, just thank you for what you do, and just hope you just stay safe in wherever you are.
Yep, absolutely, and I will certainly echo that. I have a brother in the Marines who's currently stationed in Okinawa right now, so that's we understand what it's like to have family members go out on deployment and relatives go out on deployment, and just wish all the best for your relative there who's going on deployment.
Okay.
We will, when these pit stops cycled out here,
Eventually.
I believe it's going to be the 22 of Brody Smith leading this race again. There's lappers coming in. Some guys taking the wave around. So I believe Brody Smith will be leading this field when we when everything cycles out here.
Yeah, as the lights should be going off any second now. As there goes Tribble, and there goes the other driver. That's Wilson behind him as well. I don't know. I didn't see Brandon Wilson go a lap down. Did you? I didn't see where he went a lap down.
I did see him go a lap down. It was about midway through that stint. He did have a little bit of damage on the back end of his car. So I don't know where he got that. And I'm also seeing damage on the back end of the 37 as well. So maybe a little bit of shunt drafting or slam drafting going on in these cars to cause that damage.
I mean, it happens at Talladega. I mean, bump drafting is a natural occurrence here.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of people very much relieved to be back on to have seen that caution come out, and one man that's probably not to see it and probably wasn't happy to see that come out was Carl Smalley. He was leading this piece and now finds himself back in P9.
And he's got damage on his front end now.
That was from the contact with Kessler.
Yeah, you're right, yep. See what happened to him on his pit stop here, if something did happen to him on his pit stop.
So they make their way through turns 3 and 4. It's going to be Brody Smith leading them back to the green, and Brody Smith looking for his first race win of the season. Scott Warren looking for his first race win of the season. Marcus Adams looking for his second race win of the season. Let's see if he can pull it off here tonight as the pace truck peels off into pit road and the field under the control of Brody Smith as they come through the tri-oval. Now, this is the longest run down to the green flag on any track I've ever seen, oval-wise. And it just kind of holds you in suspense for so long, and they come just out the second portion of the tri-oval and the green flag flies. We are racing again here at Talladega. Just over 25 laps left to go.
And a great restart by the 17th on the outside line. We say it over and over again. This second place is the worst place you want to be on a restart because you cannot see the car on your inside line to get that jump just the same way he is going to. so you tend to fall back. But the 17 falling back now to get a drafting partner, but he was right up there with the 22 on that restart.
And while we're on the green here, just want to wish everybody that's in Canada right now a very happy Thanksgiving weekend.
Yes.
I believe it's Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend.
I will check that just to make sure.
Yeah. I only know that because a friend of mine who lives in Canada said it's happy Thanksgiving weekend, so, you know.
Yes, it is. Monday, October 12th.
Yeah, and
we're Canadian Thanksgiving.
And we're about a month away from American Thanksgiving, so it's all fall into place. And my sister-in-law is American, so I have to celebrate Thanksgiving as well, so, you know.
Oh, you have to.
Well, being British, we're kind of the scum of the
earth.
Don't
make it sound like a chore now.
Well, being British, we're not allowed. Technically, we're not allowed to because obviously the Americans are fighting the British at the time. So.
Oh, okay. It's one of those hold a grudge for 250 years deals. Okay.
Type of thing. Yeah, pretty much. That's why I was surprised when people thought I was actually like the fact that I'm in the booth for a NASCAR race, but that's just my opinion. But anyway, back to the racing. Brody Smith still leading this thing with Scott Warren on the outside. What were you trying to say there?
Before we have another revolutionary kerfuffle, let's get this race on here.
Yeah, just don't get the French involved this time. God damn. Anyway.
Hey, listen. You started. Never mind. We're not going through history.
No, we're not. This is what's happening right now, and someone's looking to make history this season as they're going to become the second ever Super Speedway champion.
Segway.
Yeah, man. I don't know how to ride one, but I know how to.
That was impressive. Very nice segue.
Yeah, as now we've got Michael Anthony pushing his way to the front, being pushed by Kyle Smalley, who was all the way back in P9 at one point, now finds himself pushing that number 8 machine. Now, Michael Anthony is another one of those drivers really pushing for a win, and he's been close a few times, just like the Smith brothers and Scott Warren and all those other guys, and just has come up short. Let's see if he can pull it off this time. But with the way these races go, we could see someone back in P20 still win this race, and that is going to be Connor Trafari. How lucky is Connor Trafari, by the way, getting that penalty and seeing the caution come out?
Yeah, that was a very, very clutch move from him right there, getting that caution. But it's going back to Anthony. Boy, they're wiggling a lot on that inside. Going back to Anthony, I think he's only been in about 4 or 5 races with the iRacing Super Speedway Series. I think those first couple of races, just about trying to find his groove, find his rhythm, get used to the way these guys race and what he can and can't do around these guys. This is the most aggressive we have seen him while broadcasting these races, and he's going to go right to the lead here, trying to bring Smalley with him, and does the smart thing and cuts Brody Smith off on that inside lane. So the 8 of Anthony right to the top.
Yeah, can he get that bonus point for leading a lap here as they come out of turn 3? We've got a new driver up in the top, pushing for the top 5. That's Gavin Hibbs up into P6 now. Let's see what he can do in that number 40 machine. He's a race winner already this season, but has not had much luck since, and finds himself in that top 5 now. We're starting to see some new drivers up here now.
Yeah, Hibbs, this is the first time since I think it was the race after he won that we've seen him, and he's getting right back into the rhythm of these guys in that number 40 TikTok machine, and he's pushing for the front now.
Sorry.
Excuse me?
TikTok, it's getting banned in it, so, you know.
Oh, no, actually, it was... Anyway, it's not. Just don't worry about that. We will not delve any further into that unless we want our monetization pulled.
We won't. Brody Smith still getting a push from Kyle Smalley. It's very impressive seeing these guys race with each other, as Brody Smith got to pull in front of Michael Anthony here, as Anthony, I believe, did get that bonus point for leading a lap, so that's going to please him a little bit with the playoffs so close. And really going to help him out here, but
Seeing it a lot here recently, especially with the official series being at Talladega last week and the official series being at Daytona a couple weeks ago. I've been seeing that a lot. That second car on the inside line, once he sees that outside lane start to get a run, jumps out and then falls right back to the inside line on the lead. We're going to see the 31 do that exact same thing right now. He's going to take that run from the 17, go right to the lead, and then fall in front of Cody Smith at the 22.
yeah, and Marcus Adams, we've seen so many times this season. Out of all the drivers in the field, Marcus Adams has made the most audacious moves trying to get around people, and we've already seen it once here tonight. Yeah, he's got a win with it as well, so he knows how to use it. Whether it'll pull him to a win this time around is another story, as I'm seeing another driver creep his way back up. That's Cody Smith in the 7, and he's right on the tail of Gavin Hibbs right now.
Yeah, he tried very so nicely and very so gently to squeeze his way in between the 40 and the 12. And fortunately, McConey's a nice guy and let him in. But that 7, you're right, back up at the front. He got he had got put into the back because of the issue of the pit stop, the first round of pit stops, and he's finally worked his way back up.
Well, initially he was put to the back because of an incident with a lap car.
Yes, that too, yes.
But yeah, he's right back up there again. Hopefully going to try and push his way forward, and again trying to split a gap between Gavin Hibbs and Michael Anthony this time. Again, not going to work out.
David Emig up there in that 02, right behind Greg McConey in the 12. Again, those were two guys that right as that caution was going to come out, they were about to be lapped by the field. And they're right back up here now.
Yeah, David Emig's a lap down though, so he's going to have to try and get that lap out. He's in a rookie dog's position though. Needs to be careful though. So if there's a big one, and there usually is, he's going to be right in the middle of it. So he just kind of needs to be careful if he wants to try and preserve that lucky dog.
Yeah, he's in a very good spot right now. He has a good car. I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to be able to hold it for the caution. When the caution comes out is going to be the big issue, because we've got, 16 laps to go here, 17 laps to go. That's a long time around this place.
Yep. As they make their way through the tri-oval once again, we are starting lap 55 of 70. 16 laps to go now. And it's still Marcus Adams and Scott Warren pretty much the same position as they were before the start of the first round of green flag pit stops. And it's
Warren.
Yeah, pretty much status quo here tonight.
Warren loves that outside lane, and Adams has been holding station on the inside, and Adams made a move there, reacting to the 17 swinging down. Fortunately, Brody let it back up, but that could have been very big.
Yeah, Hibbs going to the high line to avoid it, and unfortunately being shuffled out right there now. So unfortunate there for the 40. And with now 15 laps to go, not the position you want to find yourself in, being shuffled out like he just has been.
No, it's still plenty of time to make your way back up, but that puts you at a disadvantage starting all the way at the back and having to work your way up in 14 laps or so.
Yeah. So while we are all pretty much settled down and they're all gearing up for that final run, let's go on board with Michael Adams for a couple of laps here and just see what it's like to lead at the front here at Talladega as we go on board with the man in the number 31 machine. I'll tell you what, looking from those camera angles, you can just see how close it is between these drivers. I mean, look from the gearbox cam and you can see it from the back of Scott Warren's car, and you can just see pretty much Carl Smalley's nose right in front of that, right inside that bumper.
And it's also interesting, if you were paying attention while we were switching through those cars, the Ford and the Toyota both have a very different, distinct sound to those cars. So it's not like they just slapped the same soundtrack on these cars. They have the actual genuine sounds to these, and they all sound just a little bit different to each other.
I don't mean to sound biased, but I think the Toyota engine sounds the best. That TRD engine just sounds absolutely awesome.
It does sound very nice, but just so you remember this very easily, real men wear bow ties.
Real men wear pink, actually. But anyway.
So pink bow ties. We'll put it on.
Well, no.
Especially for this month.
Is it a Dickie bow tie? like the one that oh god.
We'll
no, I'm not gonna say it.
We'll figure it out.
Anyway, we're about to come to 10 laps to go here. This is the part where the fun starts to build up here with these guys on this track as pit stops. The final pit stop of the night is about to begin here, Frank.
Yeah. Oh, I was seeing.
Michael Anthony That's exactly what happened. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Michael Anthony coming in a bit too hot and did exactly the same as what Nick Kessler did earlier, and hitting that inside wall. And he's going to have some damage to repair right now as we're going to go back to the leaders. And you were saying about Greg McConey?
McConey and Seabrands almost colliding side to side going through the tri-oval. So that was almost a caution right there between the 12 and 92.
Watch for these guys to come down to pit road now. This is going to be very interesting to see, as not as many come down as I thought.
Oh, if I were Seabrands, I would have pulled back up.
He's going to have no help coming out.
That's death to come in alone.
It might work in his favor. You never know.
I would have pulled right back up.
But Seabrand's in pit road regardless. Brody Smith still going to lead this thing though as they come round turn 2. Let's see how many come down pit road this time, or are any of these drivers actually going to try and make it to the end here? We've got less than 10 laps to go.
You can't make it from here. You need fuel at least. Tires not necessarily, the fuel definitely is. The brothers Smith leading that inside lane, and here they come. That's the problem with being on the outside line. He gets stuck, and Bowerman almost made the same mistake that Anthony and Kessler made. Almost.
As we are just looking at Brody Smith in pit road right now, and
the group that was on the outside lane on the back straightaway now is on the bottom. So that group is going to be coming in, led by the 17 of Scott Warren. Greg McConey behind him. Again, David Emig, who, as you mentioned before, not on the lead lap.
There we go. Ramirez in that one as well, as we've got Calvin Allison in that as well, as somebody Scott Warren.
37.
I think McConey might have a penalty there.
McConey might. 37 might.
McConey had to stamp on the brakes there coming into pit road. I think it might have been a bit too little too late there for the 12. Let's see if that is the case. He's taken left. And no, he didn't get a penalty. Wow.
If you want to know what penalties come out where, if you get especially coming out under caution, speeding on pit entry is a 35-second hold. and speeding on pit exit is an end-of-line penalty. If it's under green, you have to come back in. So those are the penalties.
Would you look at this? Chris Worrell back at the front again after those pit stops, and now, oh, Calvin Allison, they've got to take avoided action here as Calvin Allison and everybody else merge back up onto the track right next to them, and Worrell might get hurt by that.
And look at all those teammates he has around him. At 31 and 46 are right there with him. That incident heading into pit road must not have hurt Anthony too much. He's right up there. That's the battle. That's the top four right there.
Yeah. P4 for Michael Anthony is right on the back of Chris Worrell, but it's Marcus Adams back to business as usual as we are 6 laps to go at the line. And look at this traffic behind him. Calvin Allison. And that is James Cato up to the top 5 as well now. So we've had a bit of a shuffle here through that last round of pit stops there, Frank.
Cato currently is sitting 33 laps down in the 33, so he's just out here cruising at this point. I'm sorry, James Cato. Yes, pardon me. Yep, you're right. Cato lead the outside group. And these guys will catch them easily. It's just the question is who's taking the run. And right now it looks like Allison clearly is in the best position.
Bowman's got a penalty.
I think Bowerman had. Yep, but Bowerman had a penalty that's speeding on exit.
I wasn't speeding on entry because he was coming in pretty hot there during his pit stop.
Yeah, but the speeding on entry that would have held him in the box, I believe. No.
Yeah, you're right. So definitely not. That's looks like. Oh, Bowman might have called it there.
Allison's got that front end of that number 28 fixed.
Oh no, he hasn't.
So he's right back up there. He's splitting the balls out teammates right now, the 46 and the 99. We're 3 wide for the lead here, 3 rows deep.
Oh, well, this is where it gets exciting with 5 laps to go here at Talladega. This is where we pump up the volume to 11 and really thrash this one to the end. Biggest loser through those pit stops, and he's coming into pit road again. That is going to be... I will find him.
Boy,
Scott Warren.
41 almost turned himself off the nose of the 12.
Scott Warren's got a penalty.
That's not good. I mean, at least he won't get caught up in the big one at this point.
If there is a big one.
Yeah, let's come on.
Michael Anthony on the outside, racing side by side with Chris Worrell. It's a Toyota shootout right now as they come through. 3 and 4. We're going to be 3 laps to go back at the line. But wow, Michael Anthony losing all that speed through the corner. I wonder if that damage is starting to plague him a little bit now as they come through the trail. Well, really holding up Cody Smith as Chris Worrell looking for his 3rd race win and his 2nd race win in a row. And into turn 1. Worrell's still going to lead this thing, followed by Marcus Adams, and here comes Marcus Adams to try and make that move.
There's a lot more cars on that outside lane too, and I think that 8 right now is going to be one of those guys that needs to pull off a slingshot move. As wow, Cato got flung to the apron.
That he did, but he gets right back in line very quickly. And
damage coming back into that 3 now.
There's a dark horse just riding at the back there as McConey making an audacious move. Jesse Cottrell just holding on to the back of these guys now. That's the first time we've mentioned him tonight.
Yeah, I haven't spoken a single word about Jesse Cottrell, the number 27, hanging on right here. And the fact that Cato's slipped back is only going to help him.
Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go here at Talladega. And who is going to come home with a victory here tonight? At the moment, it's Marcus Adams, but we do not know anything until that checkered flag comes out, because the result is never final until that moment, because given past races, we never know until the very last few meters of the race.
3 of the 4 balls out teammates are on the inside line, running line astern, coming out of turn 4. Adams, the record.
No caution.
That's well off the racing line, and we mentioned it before.
White flag is
With
out.
how lenient iRacing's cautions have been since the big season update, that's not a caution anymore. As you're right, Sam, white flag is out.
Yeah, racing the way out of turn 2. It's Marcus Adams with the lead. Worrell looking for race win number 3. Michael Anthony on the outside being pushed by Cody Smith. You've got Rick Seabrands in there. You've got Kyle Smalley in there. Roberto Ramirez in there. Calvin Allison. Greg McConey, if he can come off with a win here, it's not going to be possible because Marcus Adams still leading this thing as they come out of turn 4, and it's going to be pretty academical unless somebody makes an audacious move here. They're not going to, and it's going to be Marcus Adams coming across the line, and Adams will win here at Talladega, but it's almost very sketchy, and my God, that's probably the cleanest finish I've seen since we took over here at iRacing East.
It was, and Michael Anthony, we were talking about him. Oh, James Cato coming through there. Michael Anthony beating out Chris Worrell for 3rd position by 1/1000th of a second. Very good run by those guys.
Yeah, and it's Marcus Adams that picks up his 2nd race win of the season. Becomes the 2nd person to become a multiple winner here in this series, and congratulations going out to him. Very well done. As wow, what another great race here tonight.
Yes, certainly. I think I'll let you do the winner here tonight after missing the last race.
Where's that? My punishment, is it?
No, it's not a punishment. You take 1 and 3. I'll take 2. Relax.
Okay. Anyway, let's go and find your race winner here tonight, Mr. Marcus Adams, as I've got to go all the way up there. And let's bring him down to the booth here. Marcus Adams, Sam, up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep.
2nd race win on the season. You had to work hard for it, but definitely had that car underneath you tonight. Got to be happy being the 2nd repeat winner here of this season.
It's pretty good. I mean, I only won because of the teammates, but I'll take it.
Yeah, but it's definitely giving you a lot of confidence with the chase. Only 4 races away after tonight. It looked like, yeah, like you said, it was very much a team effort here tonight, but still, you came away with the race win over your teammates. It's like I said, it's got to give you a lot of confidence going forward.
Well, in the Monday League, I pushed Chris to the win, and tonight he stuck with me, so I knew I had a pretty good chance if he was behind me. But, I mean, I'm pretty good at the plate track, so I'm not really worried about anything.
All right, and looking ahead to next week, we have got more Super Speedway action. What are your thoughts going into next week's race?
I really don't even know what cars or what track it is, but
I'm trying to find out now. I'm trying to look.
things be like how they were tonight, because this was actually a good race. So if things could be like tonight, I'd have a lot of fun.
Yeah, bear with me 1 second. We are at Daytona in the trucks under the lights next week. What are your thoughts on that one?
I'm not a fan of the trucks on plate tracks, so hopefully things can go good.
All right, and before I let you go and celebrate your win, anyone you want to give a shout out to here tonight?
Midwest Motor Customs, Plan B, iRacing Outflag, Butt Kicker, Balls, Chris, Kyle James, Michael, he works with us too, and yeah.
All right, Marcus Adams in the number 31 Balls Guarana machine, coming up, picking up his 2nd race win of the season. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week at Daytona. All right, that was Marcus Adams joining us in the booth. Now I'm going to go and find him, and you're going to speak to him if I can find him. He's not even on on Discord. Oh, there he is. I got him.
Okay.
I got him. And we're going to bring him down now as Michael Anthony. I believe you have him right there, Frank.
Yes, I do. Michael Anthony, Frank Marchese, how you got me?
How you doing, Frank?
Good, but this is what, your fourth or fifth race with these guys. This was the most aggressive we've seen you. Is that just you're starting to get more comfortable with these guys, get more comfortable with how they race, and you were able to
Eh,
show your speed tonight?
just a matter of having more fun. That's all. Having more fun, not hanging in the back. I mean, we run 2 tracks throughout the season, so you might as well get up there and toss and mix it up a little bit.
And really, really enjoying it, enjoying watching you race. A beautiful car, by the way. Again, always bringing out great paint schemes. Did you?
I can't take credit for this one. I took this one off trading paint. Still to make
No,
a,
but
still to make
still,
make
I
a
don't
sweep, bro.
don't care where you got it. It's a great looking scheme.
Appreciate it.
Did you think your race was over when you hit the wall going into pit road on that last caution flag, whether it be damage or a speeding penalty? Did you think that was pretty much it?
Hitting that inside wall saved me from a speeding penalty, so I'll take that in a way. It gave me 20 seconds optional. I went out. I had a feeling that I wasn't going to be able to get in front of a pack and take the lead. As you saw in the end, the last 5 laps, I couldn't overtake the lead from the inside line, even with Brody right on me. You got me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I knew I'd be able to hang in the pack. I knew I couldn't win with it most likely unless something happened, but I knew I'd be able to stick in the pack.
And we're certainly glad you did. You only came in second by 1/1000th of a second, but that's all that matters.
It was close. It was a fun finish.
Going into the trucks at Daytona next week, what's your comfort level with the trucks at Daytona? Do you like running the trucks at Daytona? And hopefully, are we going to see this same Michael Anthony next week?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm running up front the rest of the season in Superspeedway. I want to put myself in position to win. It's hanging in the back is good for avoiding wrecks, but there's always that good chance that you're going to get caught up in the wreck, even hanging in the back. So you might as well mix it up, have some fun.
All right. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go and celebrate?
Yeah, man. I want to thank obviously Plan B Sales, Butt Kicker, iRacing, iFlag, ESPN, obviously for the broadcast, TRN, AC Paints, and Midwest Motor Customs. You guys, Frank, Sam, I appreciate you guys putting on the broadcast.
All right. Thank you very much. Congratulations. That's Michael Anthony, your second place finisher.
Thank you, sir.
That was Michael Anthony just joining me in the booth, joining Frank in the booth. Now we're going to bring Matt down the points leader if I can find him again. There we go. As we're going to bring down Chris Worrell, who came home in third place. Chris, you came so close to getting you came so close to getting your third race win and your second race win in a row. My God, you're on a tear lately.
Yeah, man, just keeping it safe and being there at the end. That's all you can really do in these races. And tonight we worked together as a team and got it done, just like we pictured it. So doing good.
Yeah, and it was great teamwork between yourself, Kyle Smalley, Marcus Adams, and everybody else. And it looks like you're trying to get the rest of your team up there in the playoffs, and you really played the team game here tonight. Was that the aim coming into this one tonight, just try and get your teammates up there as well?
Oh, absolutely. I've been thankful to get 2 wins so far. So now I'm trying to get, spread them out to our team, just so we can all get up there and hopefully be the final 4 when it comes time. And I think that'd be pretty cool to see all 4 of us, be in the final 4, just one team in the championship race, which would be pretty awesome. So that's what we're pushing for. But, you know how these races go. It might not end up that way, but we're going to try.
Yeah, and with 4 races left before the playoffs, this means more playoff points for yourself. Got to be going into these playoffs with a pretty big advantage, especially being the points leader as well. Got to be feeling confident?
Oh, for sure. I love running these super speedway races. It's pretty exciting. It's a lot to do. A lot of excuse me, I'm being totaled right now. My car was just run over. It's a little distracting, but anyway. But yeah, we got a good points lead right now. So like you said, now it's just about getting our teammates up there, and I'm feeling confident. Like yes, I'm feeling confident and ready to just get into the playoffs. To be honest with you.
Absolutely. And moving on to next week, we are back in the trucks when we go into the lights of Daytona. Same thing again next week, just playing the team game?
Absolutely. Next week is going to be a lot of fun. There's trucks. They're wild in the super speedway, so they're a lot of fun to drive, expect a lot of carnage next week.
Oh, we always do every week. Trust me. We don't even know who's going to win the race until the checkered flag comes out. But Chris, congratulations on getting on the podium again. Definitely well deserved. You finished 1/1000th of a second behind Michael Anthony, by the way. That's how close it was between you two.
Yeah, I saw that. It's pretty close.
Yeah. But before I let you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Just the sponsors, you guys, for putting on the broadcast. Y'all do a great job. We love watching the ESPN broadcast. And other than that, our sponsors, let me get to them. I know iRacing, iFlag, Midwest Motor Custom, Plan B Sales, Buck Kicker, all those good sponsors. Balls Guarana, my teammates, Kyle, Marcus, Michael, and James. And that's about it.
All right. Well, Chris Worrell in the number 6, Balls Guarana, Toyota, picking up another podium here tonight. Congratulations. We'll see you next week when we unleash the trucks.
Thank you, sir. See you then.
So that's the interviews out of the way here, Frank. Another wild finish, but I don't know, disappointingly for me, probably not as wild as we thought it would be.
Well, it's not that it's disappointing. It's we've gotten so used to having that big, wild, hectic finish that they actually put a calm one on this time. And it's not what we're used to. But still, again, as I mentioned during the broadcast, an absolutely fantastic race. And the fact that these guys can run this close to each other for this long with a minimal amount of major incidences is nothing short of incredible. And they put on another great show with a ton of action here again tonight.
That they did, and definitely going to be looking forward to next week's event when we go to Daytona in the trucks. Now, we haven't seen the trucks as much as the other cars this season. Under the lights of Daytona as well. It's going to be another wild show next week.
Yeah, and the trucks they're a whole nother beast entirely. They're so evenly powered. They don't move around as well. You can really slam the trucks around. It's especially at Daytona, tighter quarters than here, tighter track. It's gonna be a crazy one at Daytona.
Yeah, and probably going to see a couple of more cautions. Obviously, we only saw the one caution here tonight, but that was all they needed, and it created a lot more, even more drama than what we normally see. But anyway, that is pretty much it for us. We're just going to go straight to the results for this one, and definitely looking forward to seeing how they get on next week. But anyway, coming home with his second race win of the season here tonight was Marcus Adams. As I'm just going to change a couple of things here. Anyway, Marcus Adams coming home with a win there, and Michael Anthony coming home with his second place. That race win is coming for that man in the number 8. Chris Worrell coming home in 3rd, Brody Smith in 4th, and Kyle Smalley, the pole setter, rounds out your top 5. Rick Seabrands in P6. 7th going to Roberto Ramirez. 8th going to Greg McConey, probably one of his better results here this season. Calvin Allison in P9. James Cato in P10. P11 going to Cody Smith. P12 to Jesse Cottrell. 13th going to Nicholas Wing. Nicholas Wing, where has he been all night? We haven't spoken about him at all tonight. Jason Papp in P14. And Mark Mann rounds out your top 15 there, Frank.
Yeah, P16 will go to Connor Trafari. So Sean Guerra, P17. P18 going to Gavin Hibbs. Dan Heisey going in P19. Brandon Wilson rounds out the top 20. Aaron Tribble, 21st. And Scott Warren, after getting that penalty after the last set of pit stops, comes home in 22nd, the last car on the lead lap. David Emig, the first car off of the lead lap, finishing 23rd. 24th going to John LeBombard. Zach Bowerman finishing in 25th. Will Rodamar. There you go. Finishing in 26th. 27th, James Lowe. Nick Kessler, 28th. Ryan Worley, 29th. Joe Francis, 30th. And Gene Cato, rounding out the field in the 31.
Well, that is going to be pretty much it for us here at Talladega. Big thank you to the league sponsors, Plan B Sales, Midwest Motor Customs, Butt Kicker, and iRacing iFlag. That is going to do it for us here tonight. Make sure you check us out when we return tomorrow with NASCAR Online as they continue their playoffs. And then Sunday, we'll be back in the Cup Cars again as the MPI Cup Series returns at Texas Motor Speedway. But for now, that is going to do it for us here at Talladega with the iRacing E-Series. From myself, Sam Kimmerbennett, and from my broadcast partner, Frank Marchese, all that's left for me to say is keep it clean, keep it green, and we will catch you live tomorrow with Tony and with Byron in the booth for NASCAR Online. Have a good night.